But we're now at 7th division. Let me give Lord Fire the orange here. And yeah, just for clarity of color. And we'll be on our way here. This is Arena again. But we've bumped up one division. Exclamation mark 3v3 brackets to see the divisions. Yeah, the way players are divided. One notch up, exclamation mark rank, and the player's nickname to see their ranks. That's basically the easiest way to find that. Whether we want to check it live on my Twitch or just go into my Twitch chat at any time and use that rank command to check, or just go to AOE 2net and search the name. 3v3 teams, the command will show you the team listings as well and their elo upon sign up. But with that out of the way, let us have a look at the civilizations here. I'll start to the right with Fire, playing as the Byzantines flank here. Again, I'll mention that Byzantines on the flank, that could easily mean monks, either a fast imp monks trebs push or a castle age monk push. Or just play it defensively with the castle and boom into elite cataphracts if you feel like it, or whatever. But many options. Byzantines classified as a defensive civilizations. They have lots of things going for them, extra hit points on the buildings, all the counters at ladies count basically, and yeah. We'll see what they end up doing. I boom, with the fitting name in the pocket here as the Cumans, getting to kickstart the boom in the feudal age, because in the feudal age Cumans can build a second town center. And the only civilization in the game that can do that. Cuman's fantastic cavalry, also with that 2 town center approach, you could also go for a faster Imperial Age and, for example, place castles and go for the Kipchaks and the early Imperial Age advantage, or you just play the cavalry, which is happens to be the fastest paladins in the game when you get there, because humans don't get husbandry, but they do get 5% movement speed for the cavalry per age starting in the feudal age. So pushing in the deer and bringing in the border. Almost lost the villager, but iBoom is fine. Is still keeping all the villagers alive to get the boom rolling. So on the flank here, Monkey with another strong and renowned arena civilization is the Portuguese. The previous game we saw the Portuguese player placing a forward castle and pumping out those Orngian guns. That could definitely be a play. Otherwise, Portuguese shine the later the game goes, because they can place Feitorias to bring a passive resource income within their already strong stone walls, or they can just build, get a boom rolling in the castle age and set up an Imperial Age death ball with very strong and extra accurate gunpowder units. Alright, now for Team Tourists, we have Lothar here on the left-hand side with the Franks. And Franks, well, could be in castle drops here. Nice back stone, by the way, for Franks. 5-tiled stone in the back. 25% discounts on the castles. Of course, Franks have fantastic cavalry as well. Strongest, or hit points wise at least, strongest paladin in the game. And Troy Axemen could see play if infantry units enter the field. They have options. They are not famous as a strong arena civilization in that regard. They are mid-tier at best, but certainly at this ill range anything could happen, and castle drops could make a huge difference. Oops, losing a villager there, and trying the easy trick to weaken the boar, and here we go, there we go. But one villager lost for Lothar here. Bit of a rough start to the arena here. Lord Fire with the Saracens as the pocket actually, but Saracens against Cumans. I'm not hating it, because Saracens have fantastic camels, and they could even go for the unique unit from the castle, the Mamelukes, to deal with enemy cavalry and basically any unit except mass arbalest. So unconventional pocket pick, but if you get a good boom going, you could accomplish lots of things with the Saracens. Maybe we'll see Mamelukes here, maybe we'll see those extra HP camels that they have, which would come in handy against Cuman's cavalry play. Remains to be seen. And finally to the right side here, last but not least, Bartos playing as the Britons. Britain's extra range for the archer line are blessed, ending up with a 5+6 range in the end if you get Yeoman, the unique tech that exists in the Castle Age as well. The barracks is going up here, so it's an indication to me that Bartos wants to go for a blacksmith range up here and start hitting the Byzantines nice and early with that Britain's range, I guess. The barrier is actually quite exposed here, so that could be another advantage for the Britain's player. Now let's speed it up a bit because this is arena and we're not going to see too much happening before the Castle Age. Second TC for the Cubans as expected here, 21 pop up to start seeding farms to get the eco rolling. Would maybe benefit from a few more on berries here to keep both town centers producing, but it doesn't seem to be a huge issue. Seeding the farms, having the eco upgrades, good start. It's the range for the Britons. The Castle Age not yet clicked, but the resources just right around the corner to do so. So the TC will be running idle for a little bit here. Frank's player not even on stone, so maybe it's just going to be the Frank's cavalry here. What if Red wanted to do Dennis Krieg, but he realized he's on the wrong team? Yeah. If only battering rams could attack ground, then it could still work, but I don't think they can. So the Castle Age is kicking in, Lord Fire now up in the Castle Age. The blacksmith is up, the market is up, the stone, it is going to be the Mamluks, isn't it? I'm liking what I see. First rule of Dennis Krieg is not talking about Dennis Krieg, exactly. Top secret. Don't give these players any ideas. Oh, we have some action here. Frank's player dropping a castle. Maybe not too surprising to see the Frank's player dropping a castle. Monkey trying to stop that from happening with the starting scout, but there are two starting scouts here. Lord Fire on point with his own starting scout to allow this castle to go up right on the stone of Monkey here, so this could cripple the Portuguese position here quite a bit, and both the goals. Oh, this is so bad for the arena spawn here. If Lothar gets another castle up inside of the base of the Monkey, Monkey will have 2 golds blocked, and there's only the third one, outside one exposed here. Castle Age is in though, so here comes the defensive castle. Good reaction from Monkey here, not going to let the Franks player dictate the game here, and going to limit any expansion, at least from this angle. So that's a good castle, covers both goals to some extent here. Fire in boom mode here, and barracks coming up, but 3 on stone. This is going to be a unique unit heavy game here. We have triple TCs immediately for fire going to boom into cataphracts here by the looks of it. Could be a concern against 2 arbalest civs like Britons and Saracens, maybe especially Britons, but never say never. Cataphracts with full upgrades, they're still ridiculously strong. Here comes a monastery for Monkey as well. Almost got the resource for impact. Actually, if he goes fast, the Imperial could easily deal with the Frank's castle. Hold on, has this been the plan all the way? There's double monasteries. So the past imp monk treb with Portuguese here. That should be real tough for the Franks to handle actually, because the stable is up. But if you get your own castle forward with the Portuguese here eventually, or just get enough monks out, then Frank's cavalry aren't going to do enough for you. I mean, we're dangerously close to that Imperial Age click here for Monkey, so that... There it is! It's Imperial Age. Looks like Monk 3 push. What's the tree gonna do? Then this. Alright, yeah, so Imperial Age clicked for the Portuguese already. Monkey is going to deal with that forward castle of Lothar, no problem. Because he's going to beat the Franks player by huge margins to the Imperial Age. Might also get Cuban's cavalry assistance for that kind of push, so that's of concern as well. Fuck, autocorrect. Okay, yeah, so you want to say Mock Siege then. 2 TCs for the Saracens. Eco upgrades in, heavy plow in, and making the Mamluks. Nice. Mamluks. Throwing axemen. And arbs, I guess. Trees are used for crafting traps, you're right about that. I mean, Lothar isn't really accomplishing much here. Probably wants to drop another castle, right? Has the stone for it. It doesn't even know... knows about the defensive castle, actually. You could still drop a castle on this side, but it's not going to do too much for you. Step Lancers for the Cumans! Nice! Going off book here. We're actually going for the Step Lancers over the Knights or Camels here. Interesting. Throwing axe boys. Alright, so we can't cast it off from this angle. Why not just cast it off the gold instead? We just want to annoy the Portuguese here, that's the plan. But Imperial Age is in. It's already 2 trebuchets out for Monkey. Handful of monks as well. In the meantime, I think Fire can hold his own here against the Britons' push. I think iBoom is just fine in the pocket, just booming away. 3 TCs now, 77 villagers, Eco about 20 villagers ahead for the cool kids here. And they also have 1 player in the Imperial Age. Step Lancers for Strong Axemen, and that little extra range of the Step Lancers actually makes them quite good against the Axemen here, albeit you want to consider that the Axemen are lacking all of the upgrades here. But still though. That little extra range that makes them slightly more efficient, but the forward castle does not go up. For Lothar here, did lose some of the villagers as well. He pulled the rest of them back towards the castle, but that's a false comfort, considering that the trebuchets are about to pound this castle down and eventually break the fortification at home of Lothar. And then what does the prank player do? He's going to be subject to Step Lancers, Monks, and Trebs Rush. A unit combination I can't see I've seen before, in Arena at least. Third Trap popping out as well, no Siege Engineers, understandably so, no University either, so no Bombard Cannons, but who needs Bombard Cannons when you have Trebs and Step Lancers? Make a Fitoria Viper, I don't think he can afford that. Nah. I mean, as long as he gets out to push now, this is gonna be fine. Second castle for the Saracens here, and Mamluks. They should deal nicely with the Step Lancers. That shouldn't even be a fight for the Step Lancers. The Mamluks, they have 8 attack, but they have 9 bonus damage against cavalry, right? They're basically a camel, right? But a camel with ranged melee attack. So they have the same bonus damage as camels do against cavalry, but they also have the range. And further range than the Step Lancers. But the Cumans' economy undeniably better. Ooh, all 3 players on Team Tourist going Imperial Age here. That could be an issue. But I think the Franks player going Imperial Age at 45 pop here. That's not going to do too much. Monks here, they could convert all the Mamluks as well if you have block printing in, which is the case for Monkey here. Yeah, this is a strong push. And the Trebs, yeah, they'll just advance here together with these armies. Mamluk numbers, only 8 of them, even if there's 2 castles producing them. The Monks, they match the Mamluks numbers. Yeah, they have to back off, but they are subject to the Monks' 9 plus 3 range now. 8 range for the Monks, and the Mamluks only have 3 range. So that is a bad mix for the Mamluks. Let's see the monk micro. Monkey. Now I see. Now I understand nickname. It's not Monkey, you know. It's Monk. Monk A. Monk A. At least this game. Getting some conversions in, so we have Portuguese Mamelukes on the field now, 3 units for Monkey. That's bad news as well for the Franks, who did admittedly make it to the Imperial Age. But that's not going to do too much for the Franks here, unfortunately. Because the home base will be completely obliterated by the Trebs and converted Mamluks and Monks here. Theocracy coming in, which means that when Monkey converts units now, the only one Monk needs to recharge. Ooh, Arbalest versus Step Lancers here. Imperial Age in for the humans, 102 villagers. But the Arbs, they don't have the numbers. They don't have the last Imperial Age armor, and they have gone a long way to get over here as well. So actually the Step Lancers dealt nicely with the small group of Arbs there, Arbalests. Production buildings going down for the Franks here. Light cab popping out. Good call against the Monks, but the Monks still in mass means that you may be able to get some conversions in. Step Husbandry for the humans. Elite Step Lancers. He is going to go full Step Lancer here. I booming into full Step Lancers. What a champ. Massive stone investment for Lothar here, losing villagers. Doesn't have enough stone for more castles either. It's down to 23 villagers. PCing to the east of the base. I'm not sure if that's going to stay up for very long, as the Trebs just move further and will start contesting the Mamluks, the Saracens castles. Saracens castles now. I think this castle gets denied both through conversions and through Step Lancers. Elite Step Lancers now, taking out the villagers. Mamluks outnumbered by Elite Step Lancers. They are out HP'd by large margins as well. At this point you could actually just leave the Franks alone. So makes sense to leave a couple of Step Lancers behind, but it's going to take the Franks a long time to get back into it here. Step Lancers, they are fragile though, so they are going down to Castle Fire and whatnot here. Skavala! Thanks for all. Takk skal du ha. I appreciate that. Wait, is this castle going to complete in the middle of... Monks! Monks! Get to work! Don't let this castle go up. Nah, the Step Lancers got this. Good reaction. And I didn't even check the other side here, but this is where most of the action was at. The Franks player being... failing the aggression, essentially. And getting punished heavily by the... probably all the way planned fast imp of Monkey. So the cool kids take the first game. Booming into the full Step Lancers, barely made anything else. 54 Step Lancers made, Team Tourists. Mamluk's not a bad idea, especially not seeing the civilizations for Arena here, but I guess Mamluks versus Cataphracts would do alright as well with that ranged attack, Camel melee attack against Byzantine's Cataphract should it come to that. $102 to 41. Cuman's MVP, best eco here as well. Not a surprise there. Fastest feudal, getting that second TC up. And eco situation is actually comparable here, but if you look at the uptime again, Imperial Edge at about 24 minutes here, well ahead of everyone else for Monkey, and making the Monks while going up to the Imperial Edge as well, getting the upgrades, getting going. Let's see if we can see the filter out the Monk upgrade. Oh, it's a bit hard to see, but if we want to look at what was Monkey's color again, teal. And just do like this. So you got Sanctity, got block printing, got Theocracy. Actually never got Redemption, which is Bit surprising, but block printing and theocracy definitely the most important ones. Anyway, let's go to game 2, and here we have a bit of an issue. Because, my friends, it says game 2, Lombardia. Lombardia is not in the 3v3 league map pool. So I have to say that if Team Tourist should happen to win this game, then the cool kids are free to claim the admin win if they want to, because this is not in the pool. You have to read the handbook, guys. Read the map pool. Lombardia is not in the map pool. But we'll cast it anyway. It's the wrong map. It's not in the map pool. I'm just going to keep saying that until it, sticks in for anyone who doesn't know. Lombardia is not in the map pool. How do we do this? Let's get... Anyway, here we are. Lombardia is war crime and banned by Geneva Convention. Yes, exactly. Saracens have good monks though, Bartos, so Saracens could still make monks and maybe light cav hussar, I don't know. But yeah, it was a very good combination against you, for sure. Yeah. So I leave it. I leave the question open for the cool kids, Bartos. If they want to claim the admin win, let's say the cool kids lose this one. If they want to claim the admin win, they are allowed to. And as far as home map goes, I have to think of something to take away as a home map for you. But I guess Team Acropolis, that's the most Lombardia-like map, so just count Team Acropolis as the home map for one for you, Bartos. And it's fine. So just count this Lombardia pick as Team Acropolis. And don't use Lombardia again. It's not in the pool. I can see the confusion because it got a lot of votes. But in the end, it didn't make it in. Here we are though, with Lombardia. Players spawning close together, always a bit of confusion of the board division and whatnot here. But they'll work it out for sure. It's a long distance between the teams, so you'll usually see team walls all the way to the edge. Well, yes, they should have said something as well, of course. But it's your home map and you pick a home map that's not in the pool. Yes, it's both teams' responsibility, but in the end it's the home map team choosing a map that doesn't exist in the map pool at all, so... You could say it's both teams' responsibility, but you are the team actually picking a map that doesn't exist in the map pool. But I'll leave the result if the cool kids don't want to claim an admin win for this one. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. I'll write them after this cast as well to let them know the situation. I mean, it's not like there's big money at stake, so maybe we should just leave it at that, but it is a rule violation, so... But it's a fair point to say that it's both teams' responsibility as well. Yeah. I don't even understand how it's possible to pick a map that's not in the pool. So I need to do something about it. I want people to read the handbook and actually play the maps that are mentioned there and read the information. It's a sign that information isn't being read if a map not in the map pool is being picked. And that's not ideal. But enough about that. Let's have a look at the civs here. It's civ draft per map. Lothar with the Mayans here probably wants to play the plumed archers. Could be the ARPs as well, they are cheaper, but plumed archers move more quickly, and it's easy to get to unique unit on this map when you team wall to the edges, so probably the plumed archers. In the pocket we have Lord Fire with the Indians, and as Dennis says, or G'day1 says, he probably loves camels, loves to play the camels. Indians have Imperial Camel as the very late game unit. Did he? Oh, looked like he shot the boar with TC there, but it's okay. It survives, or it's killed, but not by TC fire. And finally, Bartos with the Britons here. Extra range on the archers, line units, and also the longbowmen, should it come to that. Now moving out to scout the enemy side. We'll see if they wall off early. They've started the wall off for sure. Gonna make a compact wall first maybe and then extend it. But for the other team's civilization, we have Tex Booze with the Berbers here. Might be thinking about the cavalry here. Berbers have cheaper cavalry in the castle and Imperial Ages, 15 and 20% discount. But the unique unit, the Campbell Archer, is also a good one to bring to the field with the mobility of that Camel Archer unit. Also high HP, decent attack output. Oh, don't just stand there. Stop this barrack. I mean, he has loom, but you can still delay it a bit too. Oh, fire! Fire! Not like this. Not like this. Alright, it's just overseeing the production. Oh, no. Oh! Yeah, good reaction. Good reaction by Fire. Does not want to let the scout be walled in there. That's fine. Speaking of Fire, and Fire plays the Magyars. Could play Cav Archers on this map for sure, but also has the strong cavalry, the fully upgraded paladins to go for. And looking at the uptime, might even be the scouts here. We'll see. Boom. With the Spanish for this one, wants to play the Conquistadors, probably. And since they've also snagged the Berbers, it's going to be tougher to deal with the Conquistadors. However, Imperial Camels, if they get close enough, or Britons, extra range, archers, crossbows, might be able to fix it. Lord Fire and Fire. Yeah, you're right. So, are we going to see some scouts production here from either player? Barracks just now completing for the Indians, but some gold. Could be Indians Cav Archers here as well, actually. Or even Elephant Archers. Oh, I'd love to see Elephant Archers. That would be a flex. Britain's player opening with the range here. And the Mayans... of course, the Mayans have Eagle Warriors as well, which could see play here. But for now, it's the range. It's the Archers into crossbows eventually. Fast castle for the Indians here, by the looks of it. Resource bar here shows the resources needed for the next age. Wait, ranges for the Berbers? Hey. So we're gonna see crossbows into Campbell Archers then, maybe, for the Berbers. Not on stone yet. Yeah, I think the hit points difference still dominates there than this, assuming you have full upgrades for both Camel Archers and Elephant Archers. But the speed of the Camel Archers maybe makes a bit up for it as well, because they can choose when and where to take the fights. Janitor Rush! Yay! Janitors against the Indians, no, Britons and Mayans here. That would be nice. But Indians playing the camels. Men-at-Arms! Wow, how did I miss that? Men-at-Arms into Archers for the Berbers. Wow! I don't think I've ever seen Men-at-Arms in a Lombardia team game. This is mind games. This is not to be expected. Certainly off meta for the cool kids here. Interesting approach. And the archers and skirmishers follow up. In the meantime, we have Indians on the way to the Castle Age. We also have Spanish going to the Castle Age. And yeah, we have to track the army movements a little bit here. They're actually going for a little bit of feudal age aggression here, which is usually not that viable on Lombardia, given the ease of walling. Are they hoping to find an opening in the back, maybe? They're just gonna run into walls here anyway, so... could take some hill advantage, break through the walls more easily, maybe. That could be an option here. The wall's not complete, but about to complete for Team Tourists here. Indians player just 40-something seconds away from Castle Age, but the Spanish Civ player is going to be up first here. It's not on stone at all, though. As far as I can tell. Boom did not collect any stone. I was expecting the Conquistadors here, but maybe just going to be a boom first, and by all means, Spanish could play Paladin here as well. We could see Spanish Paladin, Magyars Paladin, Berbers, I don't know, Cavalier, full-on cavalry play here. Not sure what the cool kids are planning here. We have the Magyars going for the archers, and a couple of skirms mixed in here. We'll probably just break the walls and chase these units, yep. While the Spanish player is going into a boom and the others are trading units for the time being. Now, seeing the archers play from the cool kids here, that should be a sign for Lothar to go not for the archers anymore, but just plop down some barracks and switch into the eagles, because there's 2 players going for the archers now, and the third one is just in full boom mode, so you could definitely warrant an eagle switch already from the mines, once that Castle Age is on the way at least. So as far as military goes, Team Tourists are slightly ahead, while the cool kids are a tiny bit ahead in economy, but they're lagging behind in the progression here, as we have the Britons player, Bartos, going to the Castle Age as well, which will unlock crossbow, bodkin arrow, and that bonus range for the Britons, 1 extra range as well. They're going to break through here, I think, because it's not going to be easy to wall behind here. Textboost realizes that it's not really any point trying to quick wall behind this. Even a market foundation as a wall here won't really work uphill like that, so it's just placing a defensive tower to try and limit the aggression potential of the entering armies here. But these guys could do lots of damage here. Fletching is in for both of them. Castle Age is on the way as well, and they'll just be making more units while raiding away with these guys. They might even deny the tower, actually, if they see it. Oh, they don't see it. Oh, it's so close. It's close. It's close. But not close enough. You can still sit underneath the tower, though, with archers, if you want to. So as a result of the aggression entering home base of the cool kids here, fire brings all the units back home as well. Magyar's player just now clicking the Castle Age. He has a sizable amount of archers though, so could definitely chase and take out Lothar's armies here before Castle Age and the Castle Age appropriate upgrades kick in here. That should be an easy fight for Fire to win. Lord Fire forward with the Indians camels and 2 TCs to support the production as well. Healthy farm economy here. A bit too few on gold to keep fluent, multiple stable camels production here in the long term. But they're getting the damage done here. They're also, by the looks of it, causing quite the idle time on the cool kid side here. So the aggression certainly worth it. Keeping the walls open. Keeping the pressure up in the enemy side. Camel's still getting decent value here. Fire has a sizable chunk of armies. Didn't make it to the castle age with most of the armies intact here. That means that these archers should become crossbows. Presumably Bodkin gonna kick in as well. Bloodlines for the Spanish. No castle for the Spanish. It's going to be the stables here, and it's going to be triple stable knights. All things considered, I'd say the cool kids have defended nicely here. They are keeping the economy situation in check. They're not losing too many units here. In fact, they've only lost one villager each, so they've been reacting appropriately. They've been reacting well to the pressure here, but they are fighting against a large mass of Castle Age armies here, and the Berbers player with the camels. Janitors! Janitors hype! Dennis gets his wish here. A couple of Janitors mixing in here. Mobile skirmisher that could deal with this kind of range unit. They are more expensive though, but they also benefit from the blacksmiths. No, not blacksmiths, but bloodlands and husbandry. So they are a speedier and tankier skirmisher, even if they cost more. But you need more than one, of course. Janitor hype! Nice aggression by Team Tourists here. They are keeping the pressure up. They're adding TCs at home. 4 TCs now for the Indians. Indians have cheaper villagers, so it's easier to sustain that multiple town center production as well. And Fire, by the looks of it, is somewhat incapacitated here. Only 1 TC, 1 town center for Fire, and the economy is getting idled a lot. The worker efficiency down to 60% here, but farm economy crippled. Archery ranges. It looks like stone is being mined for an eventual defensive castle here, but the pressure might just be too much to deal with. It's a 3 versus 3 situation here right now. That's both teams coordinating their armies, but just a few Janitors mixing in here shouldn't make too much of a difference. Indians camels, they also have that extra pierce armor that follows the Indians civ bonus, and yet again they're cleaning up the armies here. Team Tourist 41, Cool Kids 21 military, and lacking in the villager department through idle town centers here. In the heat of the moment they are largely forgetting to produce villagers here, and hence they are falling behind in the general economy as well. Well, they've successfully rewalled here. A castle now going to go up for the Spanish. There's no denying that. Spanish builders, they build more quickly. So that should not be any problem at all. Maybe they will be attempting a counter-attack. They're also reacting to the... I mean, there are a decent chunk of skirmishers here for Fire, so elite skirmishers certainly makes sense here at this... point. No ballistics though, I don't know. We have 4 ranges here, so the long-term plan here has to be the cav archers for the Magyars, I think. As far as the Indians, complete an utter boom mode now. 50 TC going up for Lord Fire, and well, 73 villagers while going up, but still cubing the villagers, so this is going to be the Imperial Campbell for the Indians for sure. Fortifications going up defensively here now. Stone walls even, so it's going to be harder for at least melee units to raid here. But Britons, their extra range, they could still reach some economy behind the walls. Like this woodland here, very exposed to Britain's aggression, and Imperial Age on the way for the Britons as well. Except for Mayans now, all of Team Tourists are on the way up. Murder holes for the Mayans. Murder holes for what? Well, it's going to benefit any future castles for the Mayans. Been speculating the plumed archers. We'll see if they enter the field. Some enemy armies over here, but nothing that the Indians' camels can't handle. I think it's still only crossbows from Magyars and mainly skirmishes here, so this army isn't really a threat for team tourists. I think their home base is largely walled. Yeah, camels being sent to intercept these armies, and as you can see, there are only 8 crossbows. With a few more camels here, I should be fine. You want to try and target the crossbows as well, of course, so that you can exploit the fact that skirmishers have minimum range. But this still a good fight for the camels, I would say. The crossbows doing their thing, but decent trade will clean up most of Magyar's army here. In the meantime, we see the cavalry archer switch from fire. Again, they've lost very few villagers here, the cool kids. And now Lothar dropping a castle for 2. Too bad it's Lothar and not one of the others, because the other two are in the Imperial Age and could produce trebuchets. Lothar, not so much, but the resources... maybe one of the teammates could sling some food or something, so... I guess Lord Fire could sling Lothar food, because slinging is allowed when you are in the Imperial Age. Yeah, here comes the Indians forward castle, so they're really stepping on the gas now to increase the forward pressure with the cool kids. Well, they are, to be fair, they're getting to the Imperial Age as well. The Spanish player has 2 castles up, so there's potential for some Spanish trebuchets here to deal with the forward presence of team tourists. Mayans player now going Imperial Age as well. I don't know what happened with the castle foundation of Lord Fire. Oh, but they're gonna get this hill. Yeoman for the Britons, that's going to give that last 5+1 range as well, 5+6 range for the Oblasts now, and the exposed economy of the Tex boost certainly going to suffer here. Heated shot! Lothar, my friend, heated shot is not going to do anything on a map that doesn't involve water. Oh, Lothar is just researching technologies for score here to boost the score. He's fighting for top score among his teammates. That's what he has been doing here. Heated shot does not affect anything other than naval units. It gives castles and towers extra damage against ships. Well, it looks cool though. Looks cool. Flaming arrows. Getting all the university technology here. Maybe going for the 100% research. I don't know. So the camels are in. We don't have Imperial Camel yet, but the heavy camels of the Indians heavily outnumbering, or not heavily, yeah, 2-to-1 outnumbering the Spanish forces here. The Arbs have joined in as well. The Janitors are here, but if the camels pop in here and hit the Janitors, I believe the Janitors will take damage, bonus damage from the camels as well, because they are a mounted unit after all. But yeah, Britain's arms seem to be doing quite alright against the Janitors as well. They are missing the Archer's armor, which I would assume applies to Janitors as well. They are sort of a cavalry archer unit in that regard. Yeah, good aggression from Team Tourists. They have a massive economic lead here. They are breaching the defenses at home of the cool kids, who are struggling to field enough armies to deal with the pressure here as well. Magyars, Cav Archers joining in. Imperial Age 1 minute away, which means that the Bracer, which is crucial for the damage output, is not quite there yet. They did clean up a wave of Indians camels here, but look at the Imperial Camel kicking in here, and the overall production of Lord Fire actually a bit low on the food here. Too few farms maybe. A little bit low on the farms here for that camel production. I mean, Imperial Camel is extremely expensive, so maybe you'll want to get the numbers first and then the upgrade. Eagle Warrior coming in for the mines, that's a good one. It should deal with Genitors, should deal with Cav Archers to some extent as well. They have mobility, speed to not catch up with, but their piece armor, it's at the very least they'll force the Cav Archers to an eternal hit and run movement. Or, as long as the bases are breached, the elite Eagle Warriors of the Mayans could just run in and overrun the entire home base of the Cool Kids. So it's a very viable raiding unit as well. No trade for either team. No attempt to wall to the edge of the map. I think they plan on closing out the game earlier than that. There's a good raiding party of Cav Archers here though. Could shake things up a bit, but they have to kill at least 80 villagers to just go break even here between the two teams, and I don't think that's gonna happen here. We're gonna see some Imperial Camels joining in from home and cleaning this up, I think. Spanish cavalry trying to keep up here. Let's have a look at the resources situation of Cool Kids here. Well, they still have resources in the bank. Text boost, no access to gold. They're all floating wood. That's a typical gathering point thingy, especially in the late game. Happens to all of us. Cav Archers still alive. Managed to kill 10 units here, but not any eco units so far. Just other military units. Let's follow this raiding party and see how they're doing. Forward castle for Lord Prior, and in the base of the Cool Kids now, completing before the Spanish castle even, and should allow for more. Look at all the trebuchets here for the Mayans. Elite Eagle Warrior just kicked in, only missing El Dorado now for the extra hit points, and otherwise, yeah, defense upgrades, attack upgrades missing as well, but Elite Eagle is in. It's still a good raiding unit. Fire is going to enjoy some massive raids at enemy raids here, but again, I don't think it's enough. I don't think killing villagers matter all that much at this point. Actually, this army might be more useful at home to clean up the forward aggression of team tourists here. And here come the Britain's Arbs with their extra range to clean this up as well. First game was not casted actually, unfortunately, because it was an old patch, so my mistake. Actually, I didn't check that beforehand, so it broke early feudal age. I could still cast it from if I downgrade the game and everything, but I didn't want to go through that, so there's not much to see there, unfortunately. But should always be able to access the WOD early, regardless. Just go to my profile and see if you can click the video somehow. Yeah, you shouldn't need to rewind. You just go out away from my live stream and find the video, and of course you need to start it at some point where you want to start watching. If that's the start of the stream, then that's what you do. And the VODs will be out for 14 days or something as well, so they should be available for sure. Oof, 38 Imperial Camels, 22 Eagle Warriors, almost 90 Britain's Arbs, and also the last military upgrade, defense upgrade coming in for Lothar here for the Eagles. Did I see any El Dorado here? It's not in, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Some relocation for the Berbers here. I admire the efforts, hiding away in the corner, trying to get an eco running again. But that's only 6 villagers. Actually, I missed Blue losing so much. Blue is still got TCs making villagers, but is essentially completely out of the game at this point. We won't be seeing any Berbers cavalry. Light cab from the Spanish here now. Could it be a gold issue maybe? It's not a gold issue. But it could be a means just to pump out as many units as quickly as possible. Oh, that DC Foundation is living dangerously for Lothar. That's going to be stopped by fires. Castle Foundation for sure, both mining camp and DC here, in fact. Cavalry archers, 30 heavy cav archers now for fire. They're back at home base. That's the perks of having cav archers. They have that speed on mobility, so they can run back home to help. But looking at the overall score, it's 3.5k score lead for Team Tourists here. They are, except for Orange, they're all fighting at population cap here. Lord Fire still low on the food, but that's due to the cav archer raid, so that actually worked out for the cool kids after all. It's really shook up the farm eco of Lord Fire, who isn't replenishing villagers, who isn't relocating lumberjacks to farms either to get that food eco needed for further caval's production. So the Indians not contributing enough army to the field right now. Could be a concern here for Team Tourists, but there are two other players still pumping out quite a decent chunk of military. They have the markets up as well, so they're gonna get that gold boost from trading. At least Lothar is trading. Bartos got the markets up as well, so might see Bartos trading in not too long. Britain's Arbalest 85 in the numbers, but they are not completely collected. Here they are, but that should be, how many do we have here? 44. And a bit of a hill advantage. Yeah, they'll deal with the cav archers because the cav archers can't even get close here. Spanish generators now, because Berber's team bonus is that every player gets access to generators. 141 military to 55. That's the key numbers here that are important to pay some attention to. Still gold accessible for fire here, so that's what keeps fire able to pump out cav archers of so many archery ranges here. But let's see the Imperial Camels. Can they get close? Can they get us around? Arbalests from behind, Imperial Camels joining in. If they get close, they will absolutely shred the cavalry archers, and that's what they're doing. And they're also accompanied by the Britain's Arbalests here. So that's rapidly diminishing the numbers of teal as well. Blue completely out of it still. Only Janitors for Boom with the Spanish here, or iBoom. Lots of gold. Could share that gold with teammates now that they're all in the Imperial Age. So definitely an option there. But there it is. Too much ground, too much armies, too much units lost overall for the cool kids. They tap out, call the GG, and the set goes to a 1-1. I'm just gonna fast forward this to everyone taps it. So that it's hold on, let's see. That should be correct. 1-1. Britain's Arbalest, MVP, heavy cav archers doing their thing as well, fire, with lots of economic units killed there, but not enough to shake the result up here. Two 6-1 to 108 KD for the Britons. That's the Britons range for you. Mines. With the trebs there, 5 trebs I think I saw at most. Raising a lot of buildings. Mines economy shining as well, not really a surprise right there. The up times. Fast castle for the Spanish, but not conquistadors, which is confusing. It's a fantastic raiding unit, and you see a lot of unique units on Lombardia in general, so must have been some other plans here to play heavy cavalry here. Everyone going cavalry, which could work, but didn't work out at this point for the cool kids. Massively out-ecoed here, and under more or less constant pressure at home base. So, GG.